This is the one episode rule podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. The spooky season is over, and the seasonal blight that affects me every year appears to be lifting.
Oh yeah, that's good.
The gods of disease have had mercy.
Mm-hmm.
How are all of you?
I'm Blackle. I'm doing pretty good. I'm currently wearing a Holter monitor, so I feel like I'm being debugged like a program.
Ha, nice. That sounds fun. Hi, I'm Joey. Have officially begun Thanksgiving season because I've had eggnog and pumpkin pie already. And we finished Futo PI this week.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yep, we sure did.
Jojo, I'll be real. I will defend your right to eat whatever you choose at whatever season you choose. You are an American, and this is your right. But you do not have the right to inflict Mariah Carey on other people until it's December.
I was joking. Come on. It was a joke.
It's serious.
I wouldn't do that in real life. It's
Anyway.
like when you say I would push you off a cliff. I wouldn't do that in real life.
Oh, do other people not mean that when they say it?
Moving right along.
Hold on a second, as my throat has a tickle.
Uh-oh.
Tickle, tickle.
Okay,
Passing
we're
that
good.
plate
We're
along.
good. So hi there. I'm Louie. I was gone for October, but that's okay. I'm back now. It's gonna be okay, guys. We'll get through this together.
Yep. we'll make
Louis
it.
was too spooked.
He
couldn't come
was.
in.
He was too scared.
I was too spooked, and the room was too full, and I was like, "Hey, I need a mic," and they were like, "There's only 4." And I was like, bada bing, bada boom. I guess I gotta leave the room.
All right.
I don't
You
know where
guys,
this is coming from.
You guys want some news?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
First, no, go ahead.
Sorry, I forgot to mention I've been completely entrenched in freaking My Hero Academia, Bleach, just rolling around in all the good shonen right now.
Nice.
It's a gift to be alive. Mob Psycho, yes please. Spy Family, hell yeah.
You're consuming all of them.
Gotta.
Getting in the pits, soaking in the weed chemicals
Mm-hmm.
to become like Bane from Batman.
Mixing up the ash and dust.
Stop it. Anyhow.
Anyway, you were saying?
So yeah, I got some news. First off, some on-site reporting. I did watch the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror parody of Death Note, and I have come to report that no, it's not really that funny.
Oh no.
What is funny is there is one thing that is funny, and the joke that is funny is one that they have stolen because Lisa decides to kill a whole bunch of oil executives. And when she gets the list of them, all of their names are just the names from the meme Japanese baseball game, Fighting Baseball. So she's killing people like Sleeve McDykel and Bob Hernandez.
Bobson Dugnut.
Bobson Dugnut.
Glenn Allen Mixon.
Yeah. That's the screenshot I left y'all.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah, it's not really that impressive.
Yeah.
Let's see, what other news do we have? Let's see.
Does the Bayonetta stuff count as news?
It's kind of out of our purview, but I'm sure everybody's heard about like the Bayonetta voice actor disaster in progress.
Yeah.
It's been 0 days since our last incident.
It's really impressive to see somebody go from, oh my god, I can't believe they aren't paying her enough, to can we get Jennifer Hale to go back and redub the first 2 games so we can just forget about her? Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Mm-hmm. A course in how to alienate people very quickly. Anyway, more I'm going to call this bad news.
Uh-oh.
Which is let's see. the director of Raya and the Last Dragon, Carlos Lopez Estrada, is set to direct and write the Hollywood live action remake of Your Name.
Great. Wonderful.
Here's the issue with that is that he's replacing Lee Isaac Chung, who did Minari, who apparently left due to scheduling conflicts, and that guy replaced somebody else.
Jeez. Doomed project.
Doomed project. Yeah, he replaced Mark Webb, who directed The Amazing Spider-Man and 500 Days of Summer. This shit is never coming out.
Yeah.
Which
Not
I don't
looking
know.
hot.
Maybe good. A lot of people really like that movie, and I feel like live action anime movies from Hollywood are usually pretty bad. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, and the One Punch Man guy and Mob Psycho guy is launching a new manga.
Nice.
Ah.
Is it called Mob Psycho Man?
Mob Psycho Man.
One punch
Psycho
100.
Psycho Gorman. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. Well, good for him.
He's launching something with an artist called Kiyotaro Azuma, who apparently worked on a King of Fighters manga. So he's not drawing this one, which is blessing and a curse because
Yeah.
because one's drawings are really charming, but they inevitably get replaced later down the road anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy
well
who does
just do it
Ice
for-
Shield 21 like completely redraws everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely redrew One Punch Man. I know that much.
If I remember right, like the guy who wrote Ice Shield 21 like suffered some kind of like health crisis and was like, before I die, I want to work with one, and then that's how like that all happened.
That's interesting. But yeah, that's something to be excited about. One's stuff is always entertaining. This looks like this is a completely bog standard story, and it still looks fun.
Yeah, it'll be good.
So yeah, that'll be cool. As for what we're watching this time, I've decided to release my my iron grip on the podcast from October.
Mm-hmm.
I have snatched the reins unless Blackle and Joey disagree.
We give you the floor. Lay it on us. What are we watching?
All right. Are y'all ready for this?
I am
Yep.
ready for this.
He's part man. He's
What?
part chainsaw.
Oh,
It's Chainsaw Man.
it's him.
Oh shit! It's Chainsaw Man.
Well, we
I've-
knew we
I've
were gonna have
been-
to get to it.
I've
wasn't it?
been holding off on this to watch with you guys.
I did have a suspicion that might be what we were watching.
This is pretty cool. I was gonna nominate this for early in October, and then we just didn't have an episode that week. So,
Right.
um,
For reasons. It's fine. We'll watch
so
it.
so yeah, let's have a look at it.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm Chainsaw Man.
Oh, okay. All right. Black what was
I'm-
yours?
I'm fucking pissed to learn so late that you can sell testicles for $1,000 a piece.
Oh man, that's good. My lead-in was
And I'm
local
just
area.
giving them away.
My lead-in was local area man can't stop becoming people's pet. More at 10.
the human pet anime.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The
Anyhow,
Cybersmith approved.
stop it. Okay. Chainsaw Man, y'all. Let's
Chainsaw
talk about it.
I have to be really careful.
Because you know too much.
Mm-hmm.
I know a fair amount too.
Mhm.
Let me put it this way: is that I know that characters that appear in this intro will be dead later. So
Fair enough.
It will be tragic.
Okay.
Oh, I guess we're going full force into that, huh?
But I've only read up to volume 3, so don't spoil it for me. Anyway, so yeah,
I've only seen this episode, so don't spoil it for me. Yeah, let's have the. You want to do the rundown of this?
yeah, let's do a rundown. The rundown is actually going to be pretty short
Mhm.
because of how things are laid out in Chainsaw Man. But basically, what we open on is that we open on a boy with blonde hair and an eye patch and his little chainsaw dog walking to work because, as it become apparent, they have a job. And our kid Denji is describing the ways that he has had to make money, and he makes about 60,000 yen from tree cutting, which, by the way, it should be more. He's doing a lot of like industrial scale logging, but
Well, yeah, we can see. We'll learn that his labor is undervalued,
yeah,
to say the least.
yeah, boy needs to unionize. But
Yeah.
but anyway, he sold one of his kidneys for like
1.2 million yen. I think.
1.2 million yen. Sold like one of his right eye for like 300,000. One of his testicles for like a very low amount,
Yeah, it was like
Mhm.
10,000 or
like
something. It was super cheap.
like 100,000 yen, which is like $10,000.
At
if
least
I
he got money
remember.
for him.
He got he got money for him though.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, but his most profitable occupation, aside from selling various of his body parts, is that him and Chainsaw Dog, whose name is Pochita,
Pochita.
are going to hunt the tomato devil that is before them, which is a slobbering, many-eyed tomato demon.
It doesn't seem too tough.
We'll go into later about some of the cool things about Chainsaw Man, but yeah, it doesn't seem too tough. And then
I
I
think they
believe,
cut directly to the intro song, and then they cut back, and it's just dead. Is what happens.
yeah, the intro for this is a pretty good intro. I like it.
Mhm.
It's actually it's a really good OP.
Yeah, it's real.
It'll
good,
be hard to
actually.
top whenever they want to do a new OP.
Yeah, it's bopping.
The song is good, and the animation itself is very good. Especially I especially like the very cute power title card
Yeah.
they threw
Yeah, that was fun.
with her name in the metal, like power metal font.
My Discord header might be Power and Denji dancing with Aki looking disapproving at them.
I was I don't know what I was expecting out of the show, but I was not expecting for the art to be like next level gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
It's really good.
It's the art from the manga is good, and this is made by Mappa, who makes a bunch of shit, but most people know them from Jujutsu Kaisen
And
Mhm.
Attack on Titan.
and that other show that they're paid to make.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Anyhow,
So anyway, cutting back, I don't know if we go directly to the tomato demon being dead, but we do need to flash back.
hmm
Oh
Yeah, no,
no, we
we
do
see it
because he has to talk to bearded Yakuza man.
Mhm.
Because yeah, there's a bearded Yakuza guy hanging around. So I have a gripe, which is pretty unfortunate, which is we tossed a coin like usual, and we got dub this time.
It wasn't good.
The dub is the weakest part of Chainsaw Man right now.
Did
Yeah.
we get dub? I accidentally watched the sub. My
We-
bad.
We did get dub.
Oops. My brain completely blanked on what that even meant.
You followed your heart, and that's okay.
Well, all right then.
The sub was good.
But yeah, the dub wasn't great.
Uh-oh.
It's not terrible. I'll say that. And the kid they got to voice Denji is okay.
Mhm.
But this guy's voice is very flat.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, he says, how's 400,000 sound for this one? He's just like, that sounds great. It's just like, now that's minus your debt repayment and the finder's fee and the handling fee. And
Yeah, he leaves him with something like $15 after.
he leaves him with 70,000 yen, which he has to use to pay the water bill.
Yeah.
And he has something like 18,000 to eat on for the next
For
month.
the next month, it's not a lot.
So he's just like, looks like it'll be a slice of bread for dinner.
Yep.
But at some point during this, we do flash back to show how Denji got in this situation, which is Denji's father ran up debts with this this group of Yakuza, and then just hung himself one day before paying it off. So they decided to just load it up onto this kid, which, by the way, I don't even think gangsters actually do this kind of shit, because there's no way you can get this kind of value out of this kid. Like, this is pointless.
Well, in this universe, I guess it is. They imply that they're going to chop his body into pieces
if he doesn't pay them
Yeah.
the earmarked amount, and his remaining debt is something like 38 million yen.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's stuck in this situation because for whatever reason these guys are making the financial decision to,
Mhm.
to try and squeeze blood from a stone. And while he's there grieving over his father's grave, he hears a weird noise behind him, and whenever he turns, he sees Pochita growling at him, and he says, "Oh fuck, it's a devil! If you're gonna kill me, just go ahead and do it."
Yep.
But Pochita is wounded and appears to be pretty badly off himself.
On the verge of death, essentially.
On the verge of death. He's got a bunch of holes in his belly.
Mhm.
So he says, "Huh. You know, I heard if demons drink blood, they can heal from any wound. So here, bite me. Now this blood isn't free. I'm saving your life, so you have to save mine."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how they get together, and we cut back to them, and they're eating their one slice of bread.
It's so sad.
And they're living in a fucking storage shed.
Yeah.
Just a mattress on the ground. And he's just like, I should be happy that I have you, but is this all there fucking is? I'm never gonna pay this shit off.
Denji has big dreams, which include having jam for his bread and seeing a titty.
He wants jam for his bread, and he wants to know a woman carnally.
I gotta say, I know we're talking about the anime Chainsaw Man, but I'm pretty sure the entire series of Chainsaw Man is the reason why I had an existential crisis last month.
Oh no.
But yeah, he's those are his dreams, and who amongst us can say
he's very nihilistic?
We'll come back around to it because I have thoughts on that, but I want to finish the rundown.
I have other thoughts about how he's actually presented here.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep.
But yeah, he goes to sleep, anyway, he gets woken up in the middle of the night by a knock on the door. It says, "Hey, Denji, we got another devil for you to hunt." Oh yeah, and during the flashback, it showed how he hunted his first devil with Pochita, and it's really funny because Pochita doesn't give him any powers or anything. He just uses the animal like a chainsaw.
Yeah, he just picks up the dog. The dog has the chainsaw protruding from his head.
From his face.
He
can do this with a non-demonic chainsaw.
I want a Pochita plush.
Pochita's...
Yeah, no shit. He's fucking great.
Okay, I'm just saying, my birthday's the 24th, guys.
He's a good boy.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just like, oh, we got a devil for you, and it's the middle of the night, and he's just like, oh shit, and he's riding in the back of Boss's car. This guy's just Boss for now.
Yeah.
And Boss's character design I always thought was interesting because he's like very beardy, which is uncommon for Japanese characters.
Mhm.
But he also sells like fucking Inspector Gadget vibes because he wears this
Yeah.
fucking fedora and trench
And he's
coat.
like gray themed.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he drives him up to the place, and it's just a burnt out old warehouse, and he's just like, it's like, okay, are you sure this is the place? I don't see anybody. It's just me and you. And they walk pretty deeper in there, and he's just like, well, maybe it's hiding somewhere. And they come to the middle and stop, and the guy just says, it's just like, well, you know how it is. You know, we're always looking to get stronger. So we made our own deal with a demon, just like you, Denji. And the guy stabs him in the back.
Yep.
With
Goes
with
right through him. Goes through Pochita.
goes through Pachita. He says, the problem reveals itself, and the problem is the zombie devil.
Yep.
The zombie devil is not going to be easy to verbally describe because he's meat. He's like a big knot of meat with a face and a brain,
He's
not
very large.
but not where the brain would usually be.
Yeah.
He's kind of shaped like a heart, like a human heart.
Mhm.
And on the left side is his face, and then up near where one of the arteries would come out is where the top of his brain is. And he's got a bunch of
like the size of a house, by the way.
yeah, he's the size of a
Large.
Volvo.
He reminds
And
me of the drama scale in Disco Elysium, if you can see that in your mind's eye.
Good pull.
all
And he
in
has
mind.
like intestine tentacles, and more importantly, he has an entire group of yakuza enslaved to him because he's the zombie devil. He makes zombies, and when they struck a deal with him, they became zombies because that's
Mhm.
what his power does.
Yep.
All of these devils appear to have very specific powers. And what the zombie devil wants to do is kill every devil hunter because they hunt his species.
Yep.
Mhm.
Everyone's motivations in Chainsaw Man are pretty clear most of the time.
Yeah.
Very tight, yeah.
Yeah.
So he says, so he points at him like, oh, Radichi, and says, tear this bitch apart. And they proceed to tear this bitch apart because Denji can't get away. He's already been stabbed. And like he makes an effort to run away, but like this is an entire like couple of families of Yakuza.
In terms of like anime standards, like it was a pretty realistic in like what am I trying to say? Portrayal of being run through. Like you might have that burst of adrenaline and like get a little bit of a way, but you know, you're stumbling the whole way. He wasn't doing well.
He was stabbed with a cheap Yakuza katana,
Mhm.
which, unlike in the days where, say, people were dueling with rapiers and would get stabbed in the heart and then kill their opponent and live for 15 minutes and then drop over dead.
Mhm.
No, he's bleeding a lot.
Yeah, he's
and,
very bad off.
And yeah, he almost makes it to the exit, and then he gets pulled down and chopped to pieces by zombies. Anyway, after that,
Mhm.
after they chop him into pieces, they throw him in a dumpster. And we'll be clear, Denji is very dead. He has been
is
decapitated.
Extremely dead, yes.
And from his neck stump cometh the remainder of his head blood.
Mm-hmm.
And it drips down onto Pachita's face, and he and into his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I have another flashback of Denji sitting on top of like some full-sized fucking fir lumber. Which, by the way, this should have been enough to keep him in house
Mm-hmm.
without having to hunt devils or sell his body parts. But I wonder who's picking it up for him. But anyway, he's sitting on top of him and he says, Pachita, I'm probably gonna die fighting a devil someday.
Mm-hmm.
because despite being young, I think Denji is like 15 at most. Denji
Yeah, I
is
was
very
wondering.
young.
I was wondering how old he was supposed to be.
Denji doesn't know how old he is canonically. So,
I see.
um,
He could be 40.
He's
he
like
could be
mid
40.
to late teens at most.
But he's like 15, and
Yeah.
he says, "I'm gonna die fighting a devil someday, probably." And that would suck for you, because maybe you couldn't feed yourself and you'd starve to death. And I've heard that some devils can take over human bodies after they're dead. So you have permission to take whatever's left of me if you can find it. Make sure you do it after I've been buried, so that the Yakuza aren't on your table.
Mm-hmm.
And as we come out of this, we see that his limbs are pulling back together. There's cords in his arms, pulling his hands back on, and pulling his arms back onto his torso. And Pochita is in his chest. It's just a big pulsing Pochita mass.
It's a little gross.
It's a little gross. Good recreation of the manga page. And we flash into, I guess, a mental conversation between them two. And he says, "Oh, Pochita, did you take my body like I asked after I died? Because I know I died." And Pochita speaks, and he just says, "I always liked it when you told me about your dreams. So here's a new deal. You get my heart, and you show me your dream."
Mm-hmm.
Aw, it's so cute.
It was kind of sweet.
It's pretty sweet. So yeah, he wakes up and he bursts up out of the dumpster, and he says, "Oh shit, I'm alive! Oh, Pochita!" And he notices this is a room full of zombies. The zombie devil has seen him and doesn't know why he's alive. And also, he has a pulse dart coming from the middle of his chest, and he remembers that that's what Pochita's tail looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And the zombie devil says, "Hey, what the fuck? Didn't you chop him up into little pieces? Okay, well, fucking eat him.
And then Denji goes, "Beyblade, let it rip."
Let it rip."
Activate.
Well,
what's
it
that
takes a
fucking
minute
movie?
because the zombies
They all-
do have time to pile
They
thick,
pile
thick,
in.
thick on top of him.
They pile in on him, and it seems like they've got him. But then you hear the chainsaw rumble, and he lets it rip. And the rest of this segment is Denji killing the zombie devil.
We like to call this quote unquote going ham.
He goes
going Evil Dead.
He is tired of being nice. He has decided to go ape shit.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's well animated, and
It's really good.
I appreciate that he is not like graceful in any way.
Mm-hmm.
He just be swinging his chainsaw arms and jumping.
Yep.
And yeah, he defeats the zombie devil that way. And then he comes to the correct conclusion that hey, if I kill every zombie in here, I don't owe any money to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he goes about it, and he's enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
We cut away from this to a car coming in the morning to the warehouse, and disembarking from it are two goons and a lady. And she drops in, and she looks inside and sees the carnage and says, somebody must have gotten here before us. Oh, it's him.
Is it Best Girl?
I don't know about that.
This is
And she walks up. She walks up to him and says, "You don't smell like a devil or a human. Did you do this?" And he says, "Hold me," because he is passing out.
Mm-hmm.
She does. and his chainsaw face and chainsaw arms melt away. And she says, "This is pretty odd."
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm a public safety devil hunter, and you got a choice. I can kill you as a devil, or I can keep you as a human. And all
As
my
my
pets get
pet.
excellent food.
Yeah, that's the wording.
This is severe DS bait. I can't deal with it.
Uh-huh.
And he says,
You late, baby.
he says, "What's on the menu?" And she says, "Oh, bread with jam, coffee, salad, maybe dessert." He says, "It's like a dream come true." And then it's over.
Yep.
And that's Chainsaw Man. And then they play not as good outro.
Yeah.
The
it's
song's
fine.
okay,
It's okay.
but it's just a black screen too, so it's
Yep.
not remarkable. Okay. So what do we think before I
Show.
start in on my thoughts?
So
Obviously, I'm a fan.
I have to we got to talk about the characterization of Denji because let's I've heard lots of people talking about this show for a good bit now. People have been reading the manga, people have been
Mm.
reporting, and in my brain what I imagined Denji was like this rabid horn dog, like feral boy.
I
Well,
mean,
that's kind of where the dub and the dub kind of undersold it for me.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because Denji is a genuine nasty boy.
Yeah, because in this, okay, like there is one particular part where he's talking about his dream to Pachita, and he's like, "Yeah, all I want is a slice of bread, and I want to put jam on it, and then I want to get with my girlfriend, and then we'll play video games and snuggle afterwards." And I was like, "Wait a minute, that's surprisingly sweet."
Surprisingly normal.
He's a little sweet too because he has normal desires.
Right. No, but like the way it was presented, like this whole episode, everything that there was nothing that made me think, oh, he's a nasty boy. He was just kind of a nice boy the whole time. I mean, he did go
And-
ham on some zombies, but they kind of deserved it.
He gets
Everyone deserves
progress.
to go ham on
What's
some
what's
zombies
the rule of
sometimes.
thumb for talking past the first episode?
I don't know.
It's
Just
certainly-
don't reveal too much, but
There's
Oh,
no precedent for it.
I just feel like
he gets a little nastier over time.
yeah.
He becomes bolder. Is the
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's just like, I want to see some titties.
Fair enough. I
Yeah,
mean, he was being kind of crushed by capitalism in the first. Not really capitalism, but you know, it was
it's kind of a
the same
hierarchy
vibes.
of needs thing.
Yeah,
I
he
get ya.
needs safety and food before he can move on to depravity.
Fair enough. I mean, he also has been afforded some like powers.
He moves. Let me put it this way: is that not far after this, he does make a deal with another reprehensible character
Okay.
to trade his assistance in fighting a demon for some boob honks.
Okay. All right. I mean, fair enough. But like I said, you don't get that from the first episode, so I was a little
No,
surprised. by
you
that.
don't.
And that wasn't even a dub thing. It was like that in subs too.
I don't know if the dub guy can be as nasty as he needs to be.
Fair enough.
because I will say that like half of the cast of Chainsaw Man, as far as I know, is composed of nasty idiots, and I love them.
Mhm. Yep.
Meanwhile, me, the Aki stan.
the normal guy fan. What do you think about this show?
I thought it was pretty good. The dialogue and the line reads were just so bad, I thought. But everything else was just quite nice.
Yeah.
The dialogue in the dub was a little flat.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched the dub again. That's
It was
right.
very
I forgot.
flat.
I feel like it would probably be better in the subs.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. The subs were enjoyable. I liked I liked what I saw.
Yeah, like
Good time.
the dialogue of like the main monster dude that he fights, the zombie controlling monster, was just so like comically bad. Like it was
He's not selling it, and
No,
it's
he's
not.
not.
I wouldn't say it's comically bad. It's just very flat.
It's flat. I thought
Because
it
I
was
would define
comically bad.
I would define comically bad as like actively fucking it up,
Mhm.
which he doesn't. He reads his lines properly and with the correct inflection. It's just that he doesn't have a
lines they
very
were
interesting
given.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lines also were not very good, I think.
But yeah.
Character design. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love a character with pointy teeth for one thing.
Yeah.
Unexplained he's got
pointy
them
teeth.
shark teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he reminds me of Shinra from Fire Force, and also the main character from Blue Exorcist, whose name escapes me.
He kind of
Mhm.
he kind of reminds me of an Ava a little bit. His head shape
Mm-hmm.
in general.
Oh, I meant like his regular actual human form has the pointy teeth. But yes,
Oh yeah.
his chainsaw form is great too. Like the chainsaws pop out of his arms.
He's got a big unicorn chainsaw
Yeah.
blade come out of his face.
It's great.
He's got a handle on the back of his head, which is
Imagine someone just picking him up and using him to cut down a forest.
let's see. The zombie demon is gross.
Mm-hmm. Sufficiently.
It's sufficiently fucked up. I've seen further along there are much more fucked up demons.
Yep. There was some nice hyper violence in the zombie fight. It was great.
Well animated fight.
Blood going everywhere. It's exactly what I was expecting of, Chainsaw Man here.
The lady's name is Makima, and she looks great.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about her eyes that's always
No, there's
fun.
not. She's fine. There's nothing wrong with her. Don't worry about it.
She's a normal person who's not gonna do anything bad or wrong.
Got Sampaku eyes.
Stop it.
But yeah. So yeah, is that all?
Gosh.
Is that our thoughts?
Puchita's a best boy.
Puchita is a good boy.
What a good doggo. Yeah, that's.
I want to talk about Chainsaw Man stuff, but it's spoiler stuff, so I don't think it counts for
It's
this.
a little beyond the. Louis has read quite a bit of the manga. Are you completely caught up, actually?
Yeah.
Oof.
Listeners,
I haven't watched the anime yet, though.
Yeah, listeners, this is how this shook out, which is I said, hey, I'm going to read Chainsaw Man. You shut the hell up. I said, I'm going to read Chainsaw Man. And I was just like, okay, I'll see if I can order the first volume. I go through that process, and before it arrives, Louis has read 5 volumes of them.
Yeah. And then you found it at Walmart for cheaper.
If you subscribe to Shonen Jumps, like
I didn't know where the fuck would I subscribe to Shonen Jump?
$2.99 a month.
I don't subscribe to shit.
Access to everything.
I don't want everything. I don't want most things Shonen Jump has.
Chainsaw Man's there. Jujutsu Kaisen's there.
That's where I was reading Dr. Stone for a good while.
Dr. Stone is there.
I don't want to read manga on the computer. I want to read a book.
Well, it's on a tablet. It doesn't do it on the website, so.
I don't even have a tablet.
Well, it does it on the phone too.
I don't want to read manga on my phone.
Well, okay. I don't know
Y'all are
what
a
to
bunch
fucking
of
tell you.
jokers.
My phone is for fucking phone calls.
Listen, oh my god. Okay,
look at
whatever.
Discord.
Let the man buy his paper.
I just want to buy paper and not have somebody rush ahead of me and then get mad at me for not having.
I'm not mad at you. I just need to talk about it with somebody, and the only person I can talk about it with is Corwin. And it's just really funny watching. I can't even talk about it.
Well, anyhow, we gonna watch more of this?
Yes.
Question mark?
Well, yeah. I mean, I already bought 3 of the volumes of the manga. Might as
Yeah,
well watch
I
the
mean,
fucking anime.
I've put so much time into it, I might as well.
It's gonna be a yes for me. What about you, Blackle?
Probably not, honestly.
I mean, you
Get
don't
out of
watch
here.
You could watch
a lot of
this.
anime.
You could watch the sub. It's probably
Yeah,
better.
I don't know. Even like I can appreciate it on an aesthetic merit, but it didn't really like grab me, honestly.
Yeah,
personally.
it doesn't necessarily seem like Blackle food,
It didn't
so to
speak
speak.
more-
to me.
The more interesting shit comes in, the more you watch, because then
Yeah.
you realize how things work, and you're just like, wait, devils exist because the people are their power scale is rated on like who's what people are most afraid of.
That's funny.
So like the car devil is much more powerful than
That's
the
why the
turnip
tomato
devil and
devil
shit.
was so weak.
Which leads to the inverse conclusion of wait, there's enough people afraid of tomatoes to make a devil.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
an onion devil out there somewhere, and I'm contributing a large part of his power.
There's a sea cucumber devil that they just explode later on.
That's funny.
Power just explodes it,
Nice.
and then she gets in trouble for doing it because she wasn't supposed to.
Aw.
Like I can appreciate that it has that like internal logic. I just personally don't find it compelling.
Yep.
Mm.
It's
I
all your
personally don't
choice.
find you compelling.
Well,
How about
anyway,
that?
It's your
well,
prerogative.
anyway, if you viewer have any other wrong opinions, you can tell us about that at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number. Hey, send us a tweet while you're at us. We're at @OneEpisodeCast on Twitter.
Maybe I should check
Send us-
that.
Yeah.
Maybe check the
tweet
mail.
us your manga collection of physical books that you have purchased. Tweet us
Unless
I
it's
don't
One
know.
Piece, then you need to get help.
if you have all of One Piece, please contact me directly. I want to be your friend.
We don't have any new mail.
Send us.
You
fan
realize
mail.
why I don't check this that often.
We're listeners. We're so lonely. We let us tell you about our dream. It's to have an inbox with at least one message.
So I have a viewer base. But we don't even get to have that.